It's conventional wisdom that the earlier a forest fire can be stopped, the better. But often a fire can already be well established before it is noticed, making it harder to put out. But one company in Germany believes it has a possible solution by using Internet of Things sensors and AI to understand what forest fires smell like.
The basic function is like an electronic nose that we put into the forest, and it can actually smell a fire. We can detect fires during the smoldering phase. So a few minutes after someone has thrown a cigarette, we should be able to ring the alarm bells.
Every forest fire has a unique aroma based on what surface material is around. I love that smell.
Yes.
Their forest ecology expert, Dr. Jürgen Müller, collects these samples from around the world and then burns them to generate the data to train the AI on what an actual fire in a specific location may smell like.
Okay, now we close
Okay.
the chamber. In this test we have 400 degree.
All right. And so the smoke's being drawn into this chamber.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually see it moving across into there, yeah. So it doesn't need very much smoke then? I thought there might be like...
This is enough. This is our fantastic idea.
Yeah.
We need small smoke. Here we have the sensors.
And the sensors in here will be able to detect when that smoke comes through,
Mm-hmm.
but also be able to tell you what sort of smoke that is.
Right.
These tests allow the team to build a vast bank of data and help spot real fires and avoid false alarms from things like cigarettes or exhaust emissions. But in lab conditions is one thing, but what about out in the wild? It was time to start our own forest fire. Under strict supervision, of course.
We can see, is it a real fire or is it something else?
The main cause of uncontrolled wildfires is us humans. It's often barbecues, cigarettes or glass bottles which start a fire. Because of this, Dryad looks to put the sensors every 100 metres in more remote areas and 15 metres near well-walked paths. So it looks like quite a lot of smoke coming off there. Would that be enough already for your sensors to be able to detect?
That is enough for our sensors.
Yeah.
So this smoke needs to reach the sensors. That means if the sensor is close to this smoke, for example on this tree, then you have it within seconds.
Yeah. But it's not just the AI and the sensors that are innovative. There's another problem that needed solving. We are here in a forest in a rural area where I imagine there isn't much mobile signal. How do you get the data from these sensors out to where it needs to go to?
Because mainly there is no telecommunication infrastructure in the forest, we bring our own telecommunication infrastructure to the forest. So this is the mesh gateway.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, these mesh gateways needs to hear over the air if one of these sensors in the forest has an alarm or a signal and so on. And then it receives the signal from the sensor and sends it to the next mesh gateway in the forest.
So
the
it's like
next
a relay.
To hop as a relay. At the border we have the so-named border gateway to connect to the internet.
So is there a limit to the area, the size that you can use this system in? Or is it simply just the number of relays you could go as big or as wide as you want?
We can, in theory, we can go as big as we want. So we have here a range of approximately 2 kilometers. And then let's say every 2 kilometers you have here a mesh gateway, and then you can from hop to hop to hop.
Who are your customers or your potential customers, your target market for this?
Well, our customers, and we currently have about 50 deployments in Southern Europe and North America predominantly, are private forestry to some extent that need to protect the forest and the stands that they have, the value. But then municipalities that need to protect the areas and the people living in proximity of forest, and utilities, in particular power line companies and railroad organizations that actually face the problem that their products, their services may cause wildfires, and they might be liable for the consequential damages, and we help them to protect against.
They believe that this network could ultimately support wider forestry monitoring.
What we want to do with Dryad Networks is actually to become the IoT backbone of the forest. So we want to help to protect but also to restore nature. And that means we will branch out from fire detection, which we do today, to soil moisture monitoring, tree growth monitoring, detecting chainsaws to prevent from illegal logging. So there are all sorts of applications that you can build with IoT once you have a telecommunications network in the forest.
But Dryad is one of many solutions trying to tackle the wildfire problem, and it's still early days for this technology.
Now, as artificial intelligence's role in our homes, workplaces and even social lives continues to grow, you'd be hard-pressed to find an industry that's not using it. But AI's fuel